my name is Sarah Rae. Welcome back to my channel. Happy Def Leppard Saturday. This is your second video for today. If you are new to my channel, this is our overview for Adrenalize. We have done their first few albums. We have done Def Leppard's On Through the Night album, which is their very first album. We've done High and Dry, Pyromania, Hysteria, and all of Adrenalize. This is us talking about our thoughts on Adrenalize. So I will link in the description box down below that playlist so you guys can get all caught up on all of our Def Leppard goodies. Now, let's start talking about our thoughts on this album. So you know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications of when I upload, and let's start the discussion. So, Adrenalize. My first thoughts that really come to mind when thinking about this album as a whole is that collectively, now if you see me looking this way, it is because I have the track listing up. I like to kind of look at the track listing because it makes me think back to all the songs and everything and kind of collect my thoughts. So as a whole, it's really not a cohesive album. It's really kind of all over the place. Really, it has no set direction, and you really feel that lack of or missing side of Steve Clark not being there. So you really sense him and his loss through the album. Honestly, I think they shouldn't have put this album out so soon, or I think they could have really worked on it longer. And I mean, there are some really great songs in this album, and so when I say they could have really worked on this album a little longer, I think it could have really turned out to be a really great album if they would have really took their time longer with it. You see songs like Heaven Is, Tonight, even White Lightning, Stand Up, Have You Ever Needed Someone So Bad, Tear It Down, and even you can add Personal Property in there. These songs are some really great songs. And I mean, personally, I like Let's Get Rocked, but we don't have to add that in there because I know a lot of you guys don't like it. But if you throw in Tear It Down as the opening song in the very first single, and then you throw the rest of those songs in there, I mean, that's 1, 2, 3 songs that you could just add other songs in there to make this really such a Harley. I'm trying to talk and she just busted right in the middle of my conversation. Those are 3 songs that really they would need to change. If you don't take away Personal Property, if you do, that's 4 songs. And really, I'm sure that they have songs in their repertoire, especially from Steve, that they could have put in that place. Those songs as well kind of have that, they kind of have a flow to them. They kind of sound like Hysteria rejects almost, and a little newer stuff, almost like a coming off of Hysteria. So something a little newer. So you could almost put certain songs at the beginning that sound a little more Hysteria and put the more newer stuff towards the end, so it flows kind of creatively in a more, do you guys understand what type of way I'm talking about? Like showing their, hi Harley. Okay, you're gonna sit right there. There you go, baby. Sit next to the camera. Come on. Okay. Showing their way of how they, she wants to be petted, how they have grown, you know, past hysteria. So they could really have set up the album that way, with the hysteria type songs first and then the newer songs after, showing that growth. I think really their top songs here are Tonight, White Lightning, Stand Up, and Have You Ever Needed Someone So Bad, I think are the best songs on this album. I still love Tear It Down and Heaven Is. I think those are some great some great songs on this album that are kind of like songs that are like, yeah, we can definitely put in there. They'll be good songs and people will like them. They might not be like the best songs, like people will like them. It won't be like Make Love Like a Man. So let's talk about these songs for a minute. Make Love Like a Man. I want to know why they decided to put this track on here. I understand they wanted a good, meaty track, pop track, that will fall into the charts and be a big hit. But honestly, the lyrics, I don't care if they were joking, they were they weren't much of a funny thing. They were very, I think, kind of childish. They were very something that they would have written, like how I see something they would have wrote on their very first album. Something not on their 5th album. You know what I mean? And I saw something saying that in this album they were trying to go more pop, and in songs like Make Love Like a Man and maybe even Personal Property or I Want to Touch You, I can see, forgot to turn down my phone, sorry, I can see how they could say that, but I mean, I don't know how they can get an overall census on this album, period, just because there are so many all over the place. I mean, there are tracks that are more grunge-like, there are tracks that are more pop-like, and there are tracks that are more of a mixture. For Let's Get Rocked to be an open track, I don't mind it so much because honestly I like the track. But to hear Tear It Down as the end track, I don't feel like that's a type of track to be a closer. I'm not a big fan of the way this tracks are laid out. And honestly, I'm telling you guys this, I'm being honest, so I hope I don't disappoint any of you guys. I hope you guys don't hate me for how I'm speaking about this album. And I hope you guys remember that there is more than 50% of this album that I do like. There's only 3 songs. Nope, not even 3 songs. There are 2 songs that I do not like on this album, because I like Let's Get Rocked. So when you look at it, Make Love Like a Man and I Want to Touch You are the only 2 songs on this album that I do not like. But coming from a big music lover and having an understanding of music, I just, and knowing and really analyzing their big 3 albums and seeing them come to this, it's kind of a little bit of a disappointment that they would let this type of a record to come out. I think they let it out too fast. I think they wanted to put something out to show that they're okay and that they're feeling better, and they're not gonna let something like a loss keep them from being Def Leppard, just like the time when Rick Allen lost his arm. They still came back strong, and I think that's what they were trying to show with this album. But unfortunately, they put on an album that wasn't very cohesively sound. Also, it lacked really that strong guitar work that Steve is known for. I mean, he's the riff master at the end of the day. I also feel like you kind of lose Phil in this record. I think he was so focused on, and I don't know if you guys will agree with that, but I feel like you lose Phil a little bit in this album because he's so focused on doing Steve's part justice that you don't really hear him, or you don't really get his solos, like his solos, like that real gritty, off the wall solos that he is known for, those heavy solos. I think this album really could have used it. Those are my thoughts of this album. I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, you guys gotta remember, I might have those strong feelings, but there's only 2 songs that I didn't like. But I mean, as the album as a whole, I don't like the way it was placed, and come on, baby. I don't like the way, I think they could have done better. So, that's my opinions. I would love to hear your guys' opinions on the album, what you guys thought of my opinions. You know, don't spread hate if you guys didn't agree with my opinions. You know, we're all adults here. Let's talk if you didn't agree. But you know, like I always say, I keep it honest on this channel. I'm not gonna tell you guys like what you honestly want to hear. I'm sorry. I'm gonna tell you guys what I honestly think, and I hope you guys will respect that. So but next week we're gonna start Retroactive, and I'm excited. So with that said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Stay safe and well, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Tomorrow is the last day of our Taylor Swift week, so back to our regularly scheduled rock videos. I hope you guys have a wonderful day again. See you guys in the next one. Bye.